He died before I was born, but he left us enough to make sure I'd be okay. She shows me pictures of him all the time, awards he won for building things. He led me inside to the living room. On the mantel was a framed photo. It was a picture of me, an old headshot from my firm's website. She had told this boy I was his dead father. I turned back to Martha, who was leaning against the kitchen counter, hyperventilating. You let her do this. You let him grow up thinking a living man was a dead ghost? And you took my money to fund the lie? She told me you were dangerous, Elias, Martha screamed, her eyes wild. She said you were a powerful man who would take Julian away and put him in the system if you ever found out he was born out of wedlock. Why, she told me she was protecting us from you. Protecting you? By stealing $500,000 from my daughters? I walked over to the golf clubs in the corner. Whose clubs are these, Martha? My firm's expense account paid for these last year. Sarah told me they were for a charity auction. She gave them to Julian for his birthday, Martha whispered. She said you'd want him to have the best. I don't even know this boy, I yelled. And yet I've been his father, his provider, and his ghost for 15 years. I drove back to Connecticut in a trance. When I walked through my front door, the house felt like a movie set. The expensive candles, the plush rugs, the photos of us in Paris, it was all set dressing. Sarah was in the kitchen, humming a tune as she stirred a pot of pasta. My daughters, Chloe and Mia, were at the dining table doing their homework. How was Boston? Sarah asked, her voice light and melodic. The foundation was cracked, I said, my voice sounding like it was coming from someone else. Deep, structural cracks, Sarah. The kind you can't just patch with plaster. I think the whole building is going to collapse. She stopped stirring. The spoon stayed still in the pot. She turned slowly, her eyes searching mine. Elias, you're acting strange. Are you okay? I met Martha today, I said quietly. She sends her love. She says Julian is doing great in soccer. He looks just like you, by the way, especially around the eyes. The sound of the pasta spoon hitting the floor was the loudest thing I've ever heard. It clattered against the tile, splashing sauce everywhere. Chloe and Mia looked up, their eyes wide with confusion. Girls, go to your room, I said. My voice was a command, not a request. Now, don't come out until I say so. Once the door upstairs clicked shut, the air in the kitchen turned cold. Sarah didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just leaned against the counter, her face turning into a mask of stone. It was a look I had never seen on her, a look of pure, calculated survival. How long have you known? She whispered. I know about Julian. I know about the